we are back for our February 2013 podcast, first podcast of the new year. We're going to an every other month schedule from here on out just because those of us who work on the podcast have pretty busy schedules. We're hoping we can stay more consistent with regular delivery this way. This month, we're returning to our traditional format with evaluation of incidents from everything ranging from Major League Soccer to youth matches. We're going to start with a goal-scoring play from a match played on May 26, 2012 between the Colorado Rapids and Montreal Impact.
Rivero on the ball, Colorado with the set piece. Going far post. Oh, there it is. Unbelievable opportunity. It trickles in.
Yep, it wasn't
out. Are you kidding me? Castrillon's going to get credit for that goal.
Yep.
That was crawling along the goalpost, and it goes in.
Wow. What was Sutton doing?
I don't know. And this is the second week in a row.
The wind kept it in. Let's take a look. Look at this ball going far post. Look at the wind bringing that ball in. Paul Guda brings it back in off the top. Everybody's waiting. It's not out of bounds. It's not out of everybody's just watching. And Sutton, I have no clue what Sutton was doing on that play. Look at this. Look at the wind take it. He's going back into the goal. He steps. Oh, I made a mistake. Look at this. It goes. He watches. That's great anticipation by Castrillon.
You know what? You're exactly right, Cello. Had the wind not been blowing, that ball goes out.
Look at that wind. Look at that wind. Push, push. Boom. Thank you very much.
And heads up for Jaime Castrillon. Yeah. I mean, what a great play. Gets the header. He watched it the whole way, was there at the opportune time.
Let's start by noting this goal was counted, but it shouldn't have. Listen to the live sequence first.
Colorado with the set piece. Going far post. Oh, there it is. Unbelievable opportunity. It trickles in.
Yep, it wasn't out.
Are you kidding me? Castrillon's going to get...
Now watch the referee on replay. See how at this moment he raises his arm to signal for a corner kick? He's also blown the whistle here, which is an indication that he is stopping play. Of course, the problem is that the ball has not left the field. It's skipping along the top of the crossbar without the hole of the ball crossing the goal line. Finally, when it caroms off the crossbar back onto the field of play and is headed in, the referee signals for a goal. Colorado goes on to win this match 3-2. This is obviously a very unfortunate lapse of concentration by the referee, and he chooses to pretend that the ball entered the goal before the whistle sounded. Unfortunately, in the world of television, there is no reprieve. Once the referee blows the whistle, he has signaled to all players that play is stopped. No matter what looks like would have happened anyway, we have to give the benefit of the doubt to the defenders here, as they may quit defending upon hearing the whistle. We can make a few comments that might have helped avoid this mistake. The referee can take a bit wider position and turn his body to the right slightly. Doing so opens his field of vision up to the mass of players, the ball, and most importantly, his assistant referee. This would have allowed him to rely on a raised flag to indicate that the ball had gone completely over the crossbar. Second, while it is a well-known mechanic to not blow the whistle for a goal, it is a less well-known mechanic to not blow the whistle on a ball that might become a goal, or a corner kick, or a goal kick. Ask yourselves, why blow the whistle here? If the ball goes over the crossbar completely, it's going to become unplayable anyway. The whistle here is a sign of over-anxiousness. Finally, it is a well-established mechanic on a ball that crosses a boundary line and then re-enters play to be, first and foremost, the decision of the assistant referee. There's no reason for the referee to make a call here until his AR gives him the signal to do so. If the referee thinks the ball might have crossed the line and then been blown back onto the field, he should be relying on his AR to make that decision. Simple mechanics would have saved him. Now, what's the restart and where? Those of you who have worked their way through the 2013 recertification test should hopefully know the answer to this by now. An inadvertent whistle must be restarted with a dropped ball. In this case, the whistle sounds with the ball inside the goal area, so the ensuing drop ball must move to the 6-yard line parallel to where the ball was when play was stopped. Of course, the real lesson on this clip, don't be in such a hurry to blow the whistle and stay focused at all times. Our second clip this month is from a youth match in California. As you watch this clip, please focus on 3 questions. 1. Is the initial collision a foul? 2. Does the referee handle the injury correctly? And 3. Does the referee deal with the coach and the spectators properly?
was a charging foul. He pulled his arm. He pulled his arm, ref. He pulled his arm. He elbowed him in the face, ref.
You gotta stop the game. You let everything else go, and that's what happens. You want me to do? I'm not a doctor. You have the whistle. He goes an elbow straight to his head, and that's what happens. That's shocking.
You gotta live with that.
First question to ask here, is this a foul? In our opinion, no. Watch the speed at which the attacker charges into the goalkeeper. Notice the angle that the goalkeeper is moving with the ball and the angle at which the attacker comes in. Who initiates this contact? Clearly, the attacker does. Does the goalkeeper raise his arm? A bit. Does he seem to be intent on striking the attacker in the head? We don't think so. Rather, this is the consequence of a 150-pound player running at high speed into what looks like a 195-pound tank. And perhaps the keeper's elbow does hit the player in the head, but that would be because the player's head is at the level of the goalkeeper's elbow. Essentially, ask yourself, did the goalkeeper use carelessness, recklessness, or excessive force in this situation? Or is this a consequence of the laws of physics that were put into play due to careless or reckless behavior by the attacker? Second question, should the referee have halted play for the injury? To that question, there's not a 100% yes-no answer, but we would argue yes, because it appears that this is a head injury. Head injuries are not to be taken lightly. It takes about 12 seconds after the collision for the ball to enter the goal, and during that time there are several sequences where possession is in question. There is plenty of opportunity here for the referee to halt play and allow for the player to be assessed without affecting the integrity of an attack. And even if it did affect the integrity of an attack, it's a head injury. This injury should have priority. However, the final question and the take-home point of this incident is how the spectators and the head coach responds to the play. We hear at least one obscenity from a white spectator, and when the coach comes onto the field to help the injured player, instead of doing so, he stands there and ignores his injured player while he visually and vocally berates the referee. This is a youth match, and regardless of whether the referee made the correct or an incorrect decision here, the 2013 initiative to wipe out referee abuse comes into play with all of the aforementioned behavior. If you are the referee in this situation, you should call the coach onto the field for the injury, then quickly move away from the area. If the coach begins to yell at you, he should get one, and only one, stern warning. Coach, you're on the field to manage your injured player, please focus on him. If the coach decides to continue to berate you, dismiss him immediately. Call an assistant coach onto the field, dismiss the coach. The referee in this situation needs to show command presence. Look at his body language. His shoulders are slumped, and the best word we can come up with is that he looks meek. When a coach is dissenting your decision and you show this kind of body language, you are inviting further dissent. And if you act on that dissent later, now you have the problem that there appears to be multiple standards. This behavior needs to be dealt with firmly, promptly, and harshly, and the referee needs to give the public presence that he is not somebody who can be treated in this manner. The coach's behavior in this situation mandates a game report. He has carried on an argument with the referee outside the technical area on the field of play while ignoring his injured player. In a youth game, this behavior is inexcusable and unacceptable. The coach should be dismissed for irresponsible behavior, and a detailed report of his actions must be included in the match report. In Minnesota, we expect that a referee abuse report will be filed on the SRC website as well. If possible, identify the spectator who used foul language and dismiss that spectator from the field as well. You will have to use a field marshal if one is available, or else you're going to have to enlist the assistant coach who's now serving as head coach to do this. Yes, this could be tricky, but there's zero tolerance for the use of foul language at a youth match, especially when it pertains to dissenting referee judgments. Do not accept any of this behavior as, quote, part of your job. This is not a professional match with paid players, highly paid officials, and paid admittance as part of the entertainment package. It's a youth match, and none of the behavior you hear or see on this clip should be considered acceptable. Frustration and disappointment about the outcome of this play and the health of the white player is understandable, but adults have a responsibility to set an example in youth sports. Zero tolerance, folks. Our final clip is from a youth match here in Minnesota from last summer. Off a corner kick by blue, a white player attempts to clear the ball. The ball caroms up from a misplay and hits the white player in the arm. The referee awards a penalty kick to blue for handling. So is this handling? The ball clearly hits the white defender in the arm. Is the arm taking away a passing lane or in an unnatural position? The answer to both of these questions could be argued yes, but to be completely fair, considering the age of the players and their skill, this is a pretty harsh handling decision. Even at the professional level, you would have a great deal of debate over whether this is a clear handling offense. Considering the consequence of the decision, a penalty kick, I think the best way to decide whether to call this is to simply ask yourself, what's a fair outcome? The fact of the matter is that the corner kick was not getting through to a blue player regardless of the touch by the hand or not. The white defender has clearly intercepted the ball. Due to being a young and inexperienced player, he mistouches the ball with his foot, and then it hits him in a spot where his arm is, but where his arm already was as well. He clearly did not deliberately play this ball with his arm, and even as it strikes him in the arm does not keep a blue player from gaining a chance to play the ball. In our opinion, we would rather see this as incidental and allow play to continue. Of course, if any parents see this, they will likely scream bloody murder that, quote, "That was a handball, how could you not see that?" Alas, blue-tinged glasses make the world a difficult place to see fairly sometimes. One final comment on this clip. Notice the response of the white coach to this decision. After skewering the coach in the last clip about how he responded to the referee's decision, we need to give this coach a hearty thank you for how he handled this. If you watch his body language, he is clearly not particularly happy with the decision, but he does not publicly dissent or show this young referee up. Coach, we know you were upset and we sympathize with you, but thank you for showing tremendous patience with this referee. We wish that all coaches would follow your example. That concludes our topics for February. MLS kicks off on March 3rd, and that gives us a full month of brand new game management clips to peruse and pick apart before April. Who knows, maybe even our old friend Steven Leonard will come back for yet another appearance. We'll see you then.